and TSM fighting to move into bracket play tomorrow. Again, this is not an elimination match. Both teams picking up the wins early on. TSM had to fight kind of hard for theirs, though. Going to 3 maps against Bloom and now 3 maps against Cloud9.
Yeah, they've played a ton of maps today. And look, we talked a lot about Shinobi, as we should, but let's be honest, when it comes to excitement and when it comes to firepower, everyone's going to be looking at Wardell versus Tenz. Who's going to win the op battles? Who's going to put up the most frags on the map? I didn't get a chance to look at statistics for these two teams in the first 2 maps, but my guess is both of them were very comfortably towards the top of the scoreboard. We'll see how TSM opts to play this, as they were hanging out B long and they're pushed right back out.
Tenz moves inside the dark cover, gonna jump up into hookah. There's one right on the other side. Spam comes through and Tenz starts catching bullets himself, so decides to drop off and fall back inside of it. Again, TSM goes sageless on bind, as they will be fielding Phoenix, Brim, Cypher, Jet, Sova. Subroza playing the Phoenix. Again, the roll juggle is a little bit interesting here. Nice shot coming in from Vice. A 1-tap, sending Subroza to the sidelines for the round. The dart is in his belly, so he's going to move positions. They're going for the plant. They don't have the wall, but they'll just go ahead and stick it. And it'll come down to a 3-on-5 numbers advantage favoring C9.
Yeah, Vice already with 2 impressive kills from up in heaven, but Tenz is going to push his way forward, spots Wardell. That blast pack may not kill him, but it sure as hell is going to hurt. Hazed is able to get 1, but they're going to get traded back out instantly. That's going to leave things in a 3v1, and not for long, as Cloud9 wins the pistol round. Vice, 3 kills in the opening moments of the game.
Vice, strong pistol round coming out, and it started with that ridiculous 1-tap. You know, I gotta say, this is something I haven't noticed until right this moment. We see the players pinged on the scoreboard now. How did I not notice this before? That's actually huge, because there's been times when we're casting group stages and we've seen plays where, like when I did the G2 European Invitational, we had players from Turkey. We couldn't tell if they had a routing problem or if they're just like not good players. That's a nice thing to figure out. So we will see that the ping come in for the players, which is actually really important to me, as stupid as it might seem to others. Now we do see that judge play coming in from C9, no surprise there. It's going to be Tenz who's carrying it, this time playing the Raze, sitting up on top of the boxes inside hookah.
Yeah, and it looked like TSM was going to make a play towards hookah. They pulled the trigger on backing out again, and it looks like they're going to make another short A push. This time, Vice, he's going to have a weapon that technically hurts more at this distance. We'll see if he's able to replicate his success. He's going to get flashed off, still does some serious damage to the Phoenix on the other side. Wardell manages to make his way through. He's got the shorty, checking his angles, not spotting anyone quite yet, but the spike is going to go down on A, and TSM for now has control.
Nice shots coming out there from Subroza to take down Relyks with the Sheriff, catching bullets on the edge of that default box. Has to change positions. No self-heal for him here, and that shock dart, if there was a ricochet that came through, might have been a little bit more scary. He's holding now the smoke, looking for an angle up over top, but can't quite connect. It's Tenz with the pistol, the ghost of all things. Nade goes into U-Haul, and there's the shotgun. The wall comes through. Good luck stopping this one. The plant's gonna come through from TSM, but the defuse looks oh so easy for Cloud9 as 4 players survive in the retake, but they at least get that spike down over on the A site, which means a little extra cash coming into the first buy round.
Yeah, and that was like textbook gun difference there. Folks, if you're watching Valorant, you're hanging out with us for the first time and this game is very new to you, when a team wins the pistol round, mathematically speaking, due to the money that they were able to win, they should win the second round as well. They're going to have better guns. The team that lost the pistol round are forced to play with pistols again, so they should lose it. And that was a really good indicator of that there, right? Cloud9 with the gun advantage were able to just overpower TSM. Now we've got what I like to refer to as good against good. Both teams are going to have real weapons. Now we see what it looks like when these two teams match up. TSM once again on a short this time. It's not played exactly the same way. The first 2 times we saw them kind of hang out at B, and then they opt to rotate out. This time it's a bit more decisive from the beginning as they're hanging out over on A short. They have not pulled the trigger, however, and that's a tough plant when you don't have Sage's wall.
Yeah, that short wall has become just ubiquitous with play on this map. You see so many teams go for it, even just the standard static 3-smoke Sage wall. 2 smokes kind of on top of APC, and then 1 in the gap to gain access to the site. They're going to go for the deep smoke towards heaven, and they're just going to try and get this plant through. There's the molly that comes out backside. They have to clear everything all out, all angles cleared. Now you do have a fast flank coming through. You've got Raze and you've got Sage coming in on the back end of the play. Wardell is currently watching with the op, but they trade positions, and now it's going to be Hazed going into that position with the Vandal and the Stim Pack. Yikes! Hazed gets caught off guard as he goes for the corner clear. So now it's all up to Wardell. Subroza playing close. Wardell does the same thing, but it's Tenz that chimes in with the shoddy. Now he has an opportunity here to pick up the op, but he goes to the sidearm instead. Blast packing his way through U-Haul, looking for the player that cleaned up towards spawn. It'll be the Boombot to lead the charge. The weapon swap potentially going to come through, and now he's got the operator, something a little bit stronger to work with. Might just try to escape. What a shot coming out from Tenz! But it's time to get away, as it will be TSM picking up their first round.
What the heck was that? Tenz does it again. I swear, every time I cast this guy, he pulls something off, and I think, okay, that was peak Tenz. There's no way he does something else that leaves me speechless. And that was it for him this tournament until probably 2 rounds from now when he does something insane. Again, he manages to steal the op. He manages to get a kill, and he manages to stay alive. Yeah, they don't win the round. A big round there for TSM that they played super well, even with the flank from Tenz and from Mitch. But Tenz just like put such an exclamation point on the end of that round that it's hard to ignore. Either way, TSM, again, on good against good, managed to take that round, and that's really important. That's really indicative to how some of this will play out. TSM, again, on A side. This time, however, it's a bit of a different look. They have invested many times up A short. This time, they're all hanging out in showers. They're going to push their way up that way. The ult is going to come out from Subroza. He's going to make his way in, but Tenz already has gotten 2 with the op as Hazed and Wardell drop the spike. Looks like it's going to go down. Subroza drops back to his spot. Tenz very patiently waiting with nothing but explosives in his hand.
Boombot comes out, nade towards showers as well. There's the ult. Sorry, not much can be done there. Drone realizes it too. Locked in that corner. The shot from the op not on the money, but Tenz finds his 4th. Tenz got things started with a collateral on the op to kick things off. You know, TSM probably wasn't thrilled to see him rocking that judge yet again. They're like, come on, dude, seriously? Again? Swaps the op and like, okay. Go back to the judge. It's cool. We're fine with that. Tenz now 8 kills, top of the scoreboard for C9.
8-1 after 4 rounds. Tenz playing very well. But TSM we haven't seen a different look out of TSM here. Whether or not it was delayed early is a different matter altogether. But the truth is they have gone a substantial amount here, and it looks like they're going to do it again. But this time they're not going to have the artillery. They're not going to have the firepower. This should be a relatively easy round for Cloud9. But again, when we're talking about TSM, nothing is a sure thing. TSM has wowed many person before. People doesn't make sense there. And Wardell's going to do his best there to repeat that success with an opening kill. 4-4 here in personnel.
Dart inside Wardell, so he's going to have to take a break and go for a little bit of a tug on that one. Al tries to go into U-Haul, gets hung up on the tripwire. Nade going in response. Tenz with a shot through the smoke was closer than I think he even realizes. Blast packs coming out. Yikes, that's going to sting a bit as Wardell gets dropped by the op through the box after the blast pack did the initial damage. And yet again, there's the Sage Wall defuse, and not much you can do here. So the pulse is coming out from the Hunter's Fury. The Sage survives as he dodges it. There's the orbital strike as well. Does he get it off in time? Yes, he does! The defense gets the defuse as the orbital strike was not put out soon enough. That's frustrating for TSM. They pop 2 ults and they still can't win the round.
And super well played by Mitch, getting there to half on the defuse, knowing he was going to take a couple of shots from the Hunter's Fury, but managed to dodge the second one, which is so pivotal to be able to get to halfway and stay alive and allow Tenz to stick it at the end there. was just very, very well played from Cloud9. And like you said, frustrating is probably the best way to describe that for TSM. Once again, they're posturing their way over on A, and look at how aggressive of a look we're seeing from Cloud9. Shinobi, and I believe that is Mitch, yeah, excuse me, is going to be creeping their way up B. We saw this cause problems for TSM the last time they made this play. We'll see if they're able to kind of sniff it out this time around, as once again, the push is a push up A short. They don't have a wall, but they're going to be able to get onto site with relative ease. Cutler with the spike. He's going to go ahead and plant it, as no member has dropped yet.
As you say that, though, 10 strikes from heaven. And Wardell, that's potentially where he's going as he's sent into the afterlife. A quick response coming in from Subroza. Tenz has no fear, dives in with the shotting, but it backfires just a bit as it's now TSM who gains control of the round. It's all up to Shinobi, and Shinobi is getting peppered up through the cyber cage. And he'll decide to back off. It will be TSM taking the round with 3 players surviving. A good response coming in from TSM. Yet again, they continue to take this short control. Wardell, though, consistently losing this battle against Tenz, but look at where the cash is at currently for the man we were just talking about. Tenz on very low money. Shinobi surviving is actually huge, as that will guarantee a little bit of extra buy power here for the likes of Cloud9.
And you wonder if Tenz maybe was feeling himself a bit too much when he jumped down from heaven to land that kill and gave his position away. It's, you know, tough to say, right? Hindsight's 20/20, but he had an advantageous position. That round really could have gone either way. For the first time in a long time, we're seeing TSM posture towards B. We'll see if they commit to the play. They haven't yet. But the thing is, for Cloud9, they have the numbers over there. They're going to have 3 people over on B, 2 back over on A, with Cypher and Raze back there. Wardell has been spotted. Yeah, he wasn't able to clear that out. He's getting paranoid as well, and it's the aggressive play from Cloud9 again. Down B long, Shinobi's able to get one. Subroza drops, and he gets the heck out of dodge. Like a thief in the night, he steals the kill, and he stays alive.
Great timing coming in here as well from that Owl drone, as Hazed was ready to chase down the Phoenix, but has to slow down, not wanting to push out and get spammed down through the wall. Stimpack comes out from Hazed, but the slow orb from the Sova makes it a little bit harder to move into position. Again, it's a man disadvantage currently for TSM, something I feel like we've said time and time again. Usually it's at the hands of Tenz, though, with that op. We'll see if Wardell is able to carve apart the defense with his own op over on the B site. Now they will get the position of the Omen back in sight. Wardell moving up closer and closer. Hazed has the smokes ready to go. They're starting to move on the take, but look how many people are here. The presence from Cloud9 has been reinforced. So many bodies on the site, they're not prepared. Wardell comes down one through the Tunican, but they're pushing into positions. Somehow they've managed to fight themselves into a 2-on-3. But good luck getting out of this one. They try to escape with the spike, and they will actually get across. They're going to be taking the port, and now they have to challenge Tenz, who's waiting. The shot, though, goes through the legs, so he'll split the difference. But at this point, the round is lost. That nade delays just enough that it's going to make things so difficult. They rely on the peak, and that's it. The round is over, and it will be Cloud9 staying on top here as they pick up their 5th.
And Tenz once again wins an op battle against Wardell. A pretty aggressive showstopper there at the very end. Color got tagged up a bit. Didn't get the kill. Questionable use of the ult there. But either way, Cloud9 puts up another one. TSM managed to get onto the site. They freaking drew it very close with a couple of very nice shots out of Wardell with the op, but it just wasn't enough at the end of the day. The firepower from Cloud9 and that last Raze nade in showers, just enough of a deterrent to put that round in Cloud9's pockets. You see TSM, they tried B once, decided, well, that didn't work. We're going to go back to A. The problem is, it's not that A has offered a lot of success either, to be honest, but either way, they're going to try to go for it nonetheless. But the members of Cloud9 are all starting to rotate over here already. TSM has not left A short. The Hunter's Fury is going to come out from Shinobi. He managed to tag one, looking for the second one, and no, not enough to get the kill. But Wardell certainly weaker, as is Hazed, down to 70 health. The spike still just outside of A. Wardell with that trademark jumping Op looking to see if he can spot anyone. Not able to land a shot.
Do it.
He didn't have any intel there, but his spidey senses has got to be tingling. Yeah, Relyks. Oh, if only they knew what we knew. It'd be a different game, but what matters is the spike still outside of A, and now, once again, creeping its way up A short.
Here comes the push, the curveball's going in. There's the paranoia, and it is so strong. Wardell, though, he'll hit that shot regardless. Blast pack's coming through. The spike is going to be sent aside as Hazed gets taken down by Tenz yet again. Tenz also has the boom bot. He's going to go through. He's looking for his target with the shorty, no less, and somehow manages to escape. But it's Subroza on the backside of sight, popping the run it back. That brings things all down to Tenz, and he's now stuck. Waiting for the peak to come through. It's Wardell. A third round going on the board for TSM. Again, A seems to be where they find success. They really have not put much presence towards that B site at all, and when they have, it hasn't gone so well for them. It's those short takes that seem to work out well, despite the fact that the scoreboard would indicate that their A-side defender in Tenz is crushing them every single time. It's true, he is doing well, but the A-side defense is still where they seem to manage to get that spike down, get that spike planted, and hold off the retake. We'll see if they can keep doing that here as, again, you have presence towards A.
I love how TSM is playing this, though, right? They're willing to push their way through that wall time and time again, and they may not make their way through there the first time, maybe not the second time, but they're going to invest and they're going to hit that wall so much that they're going to find success. And that's been the case for them so far. It hasn't been pretty. It's been raw. It's been scrappy. It's been good against good here over on this A side. And yeah, Tenz has had a field day with it. But TSM is only down 2 rounds here. It's not like they've been absolutely obliterated. And Wardell getting an important kill on the Tenz there. They prove to be another one. Subroza gets one as well as U-Haul. He's going to curveball his way in. Another member on the side as he gets the second Vice drop. Subroza going to heal himself up a bit and stay alive for the time being. The spike is going to drop. TSM is up 5-2 in personnel. Cloud9 finds themselves in probably the worst spot we've seen all game.
Yeah, this is one of the most promising takes we've seen from TSM yet. You have one currently on a long flank back in the Wishbone and Spawn. You've got the Omen in Heaven, but they're not really looking to retake. They're looking to exit. They're just trying to take guns away from TSM. So despite that strong start and the way that rounds have shaped out thus far, Cloud9 still find themselves the precipice of having a 1-round lead, as TSM should easily walk away with success here as they are. Mitch, again, just holding on to his Spectre, waiting for someone to peek in that direction. There's going to be a wealth of bodies moving towards him. Will he actually get challenged? Wardell! Oh, that's actually huge. They just lost the up. They'll have to go back and pick it up, but that costs them a decent amount of money, because even though they picked the up back up, somebody now has to buy a rifle that they otherwise would not have needed to purchase.
Fortunately, if you're TSM, you've got money for days. Subroza still has 5,200 credits. Hazed is still in a great spot as well with 43, so I don't think that's going to hurt nearly as bad as it would in other circumstances. Certainly less than ideal. You never want to find yourself in that situation, but I think with the bankroll they've got, they're going to be just fine. Speaking of bankroll, Cloud9 has none of it. They are putting together a very scrappy artillery round here, and they're not going to have a ton to show for it. But again, you got Tenz, you got weapons like that, and it's always a coin toss. But TSM, even having the gun advantage that they do, not playing this aggressively, playing this very slowly, very methodically, that drone is going to give more information than they probably realize. Somehow Tenz gets the kill onto Subroza anyway. What the heck? How does he do it?
Shotgun really do be that strong for Tenz. I don't know what it is about the judge. It just works for him. So he'll pick off the first target. Now the op's going to lead in. Look at the defense right now. Everything on the A site. They know this is where they go. They know that this is what's been happening. So literally everyone is here. All 5 players. Sova was in spawn just in case they decided to push through. There's the wall up over top of the APC. Surprise! Defense is here, and it's down to just 2. It'll be the Cypher and the Jet. It's Wardell and his teammate trying to survive as the shock darts come through. The spike is down. and they can't realistically get to it too easily. Relyks is going to go for the paranoia, so the timing doesn't work out so well. That allows Cutler to capitalize, and now Cutler is stuck between a rock and a hard place. First kill will go the way of Cutler, making another for Cutler. 15 seconds left, and he's got a one-on-one. He goes through the port. He does have the time. He's got to watch his back, though, as the Sova goes for a gun scoop. He doesn't have to worry too much. He'll go to the backside of this and go for a plant. No, he's going to go inside the tuna can. Recon dart coming through, not going to give away the position, so it's going to be well understood. He's inside the tuna can. It's all going to come down to timing. Cutler's going to come up with the clutch. 4 kills on the round for the anchor and support player known as Cutler as he grabs the round from C9's hands and pulls it back in their favor.
Tenz can be popping off, but TSM showing resilience, showing a bend but don't break mentality in the deciding map of this best of 3 up against Cloud9, and the poise that it took to pull that round off, to pull this half off the way that they have is quite frankly impressive. Knotted up 5-5 here with how strong Cloud9 looked at the beginning just speaks volumes for how good of a squad this is. Even with their rocky start, you know, arguably rocky up against Bloom, they're showing that this is the TSM, right? This is the TSM that belongs in the conversation as the best team in North America, and they're looking to take their throne back.
Drone again, leading the charge, looking for the tripwires with the Owl drone, taking them out and then allowing that to get shot by his teammates so they can continue that push with the Owl drone to spot positions. Tenz struggles there with the ADS shots, but not going to miss that time around. The nade's going to go in, and that's right on the money as well. That'll force them back as significant damage is dealt to drone as Sova. So all 3 players left alive for TSM, looking at the round and wondering how it came to be. They do have the ult for Hazed, so they have the orbital strike to potentially clear out a spot. There's one currently sitting in U-Haul. The camera's going to come in from Cutler. The recon dart coming up from Drone. But right now, no one's going to get spotted as the dart doesn't go deep enough to give away Shinobi's position. They're just going to dry clear this one. At least Drone's going to connect on the shot, but it costs him almost all of his HP. He's down to 8 health. Now, the problem is they go for this port play, but there's still 2 players over on the B site. Yeah, that's going to hurt. As the wall comes through, it's all going to come down to timing. Doesn't matter. Drone hits the shot blind. The spike's been dropped. It's all up to Relyks, and Relyks delivers on the site with support coming in from Vice. A 6th round for C9, guaranteeing at least tie score moving into the last round of the first half.
What a stand-up performance by Relyks there. 2 insanely important kills, one of them being on a Drone who was having his way with Cloud9 earlier on in that round. And, you know, it seemed like TSM, as much as they've invested in A, they try to switch it up here a little bit and take the teleporter to go B. Through hookah, like you said, Boq, the problem was there were still members of Cloud9 over there. They didn't invest nearly as much as they had in the previous round, and Cloud9 was able to hold their defenses, keep what they needed to put that round in their pocket. Once again, there are 3 things in life that are sure: death, taxes, and TSM playing A side on the attacking half of the map here. As the spike once again continues to hang itself out that way, but looks like they might once again be making a play of A short. They still have 3 members, Cloud9 does, on the side of A. Investing more on that side, knowing how repeatedly TSM has pushed this site. And again, they're hanging out in short. The smokes are going to drop. Relyks is ready with the paranoia as they funnel their way in. Tenz is already pre-firing, knowing that that's likely where they're going to be coming from. One is going to be spotted. The flash comes out as they work their way in. The orbital strike is going to drop fire from the sky as Relyks is able to get 2. Hazed gets 1 as well. They're able to get onto the site, at least for the time being, and the spike is going to go down at the hands of Hazed.
You've already got 2 on the site. You've got the Cypher and the Sova, and they put a dart into the belly of the Brim. That'll move him into a different position. Shock darts go out. Not going to connect. Recon dart coming through. There's the res from Mitch onto Tenz. That's a little bit scary as Tenz has been playing so well. Cutler goes for the peek against Vice, or I guess the other way around. Cutler somehow survives to find a second as well. There's the wall. This wall has been an issue for them in the past. There's the ult being popped. The second pulse does actually hit this time around, and now it'll all fall onto Tenz. The spike was taken halfway. He's going to stick it. Does he get it? Yes! No! Yes! He does! Back and forth it goes in the round, and back and forth my mind goes, as it was hard to say. We actually didn't get a placard to say who won the round. It seemed like they stopped it, but they didn't. So as a result, it will be Cloud9 coming in 7-5, moving into the second half.
And keeping you on your toes over there, Boq, huh? They don't make it easy on you.
Yeah, well, like, so I'm watching and I'm like, wait, did he get it? I can't tell. It was so insanely close. I'm actually surprised it got to that point. The double pulse came in, but this wall has worked out really well for Cloud9 multiple times. So he just wedges himself behind this wall, and as you can see, he'll die just as it goes through. So just barely.
You know what to do.
Unreal.
I mean, milliseconds, proving to be the difference there. But again, either way, Cloud9 is going to find themselves up 7-5 at half, the ever-important pistol round. On display here, Tenz getting the best of Wardell yet again, as he gets the opening kill here on this pistol round.
Tenz doing Tenz things. No surprise there to see him start things off here, as C9 has full access to the B site. You'll see the rotate coming through, but it's going to be difficult for TSM to get onto the site. There's the recon dart already taken down, the wall coming through as well, and not much can be done about that one. They're going to have to chip away that ice. All three players are back in spawn. There's shock darts coming through. I mean, literally all of the utility is being sent this direction.
And there's not a whole lot that TSM can do here. They don't have a ton of options. They don't have health. They don't have personnel. They don't have really much going for them. Shinobi, Mitch, and Tenz get the last three on the side of TSM. Cloud9 winning that pistol round. And as TSM got bottled up back in the defending side spawn, it just proved to be too much. The utility from Cloud9 putting a stop on their advances.
Yeah, I mean, literally everything but the kitchen sink was thrown in. Like, they are just throwing everything into that area, and, like, they're just eating up damage. There's the slow orb coming in, the wall. They've got dark cover. They've got shock darts. It's just almost impossible for them to get back through. So, Cloud9 win the pistol. Not necessarily the death knell here for TSM, but certainly not ideal. They go aggressive on short after seeing the Owl drone, thinking, free kill. The Sova's not going to be ready. Doesn't work out so well for them. They only get one kill on the push. The Jet, Wardell, he's over on the B site. Now he's pushing down through mid. There's a tripwire holding the flank, so if he tries to come through from that territory, gonna have to take it out or updraft over it, and doesn't have an updraft, so he's basically got one option. Yeah, you can see he's toying with it, thinking, okay, what can I do? And
can I play limbo? Can I go under it?
he might have been able to jump off the cart in the corner, maybe, but it would have been close.
Either way, his position has been given away. Cloud9 knows where he is, and this round is all but certainly going into the hands of Cloud9. Yeah, Tenz gets the last kill, adding a little bit of insult to injury as Wardell drops. They didn't have anything to save, but either way, 9-5 for Cloud9 here on this rubber match. Tenz is having a field day, folks. 22, 8, and 6. Vice is having a great game as well. And there's not, I mean, Cloud9 just playing super well. And look, all of that said, TSM has shown so many moments of brilliance. They've shown a couple of really good looks. They showed commitment and they showed tenacity over on A short. We'll see now that we get the pistol round and the eco round out of the way. This is TSM's round that they have to win. This is where they need to get back on track before this thing spirals out of control.
Revealing area.
Recon dart's gonna go out.
Deploying
Not gonna
drone.
exactly land where it needed. Drone's gonna spot the Sage though right around the corner, so slow orb comes in. There's 3 players currently pushed in showers. That's what's allowed the Omen to just walk onto site through short. They've got the Sova also currently pushed up. There's the smoke coming in from the Omen. And it's odd because it almost feels like TSM has no idea what's about to happen right now with them already grouping up towards short. They're just taking their time clearing things out. There's the cage coming in, the cyber cage giving away at least some audible clues that players are pushing in. There's the flash coming out as well, the paranoia from the Omen. Now the peek comes in from Mitch. The wire in an awkward spot catches them off guard just a bit. And they don't have the wall because the stage died over in showers. So they're going to double port. The problem is Wardell is still here and he's got his op, so he might be able to take down the first. Yes, he does. Can he stop the planner as well? No, the spike gets across the site. He has to go for the repeat to try to challenge this one. Inside the tuna can, he goes, pulls him off the spike for the moment. But at the least, he gives his team an opportunity. Somehow, though, Shinobi able to battle his way out of that scenario and bring things down to a 2-on-2. He sticks the spike and TSM fumbled an opportunity. It's now down to a 1-on-1. It's Tenz against Drone, and Tenz has the nade as well. So this is huge if he can just try and bait this play out. Shock Dart goes in. Tenz survives somehow. There's the tap on the spike, and the kill comes through from Tenz. So insanely well played, so patient from him as well.
TSM had an excellent opportunity there, and they just weren't able to deliver. And look at that shot from Tenz, the peak. That's a 3-kill round for him there, and he's able to get the op. It's just filthy out of Cloud9. And TSM, they have some guns here, but again, it's going to be a mixed bag. Cutler's going to have the Spectre. He's going to buy all the way down to 0. And if you're on the side of Cloud9, you've got to be feeling pretty good. You've got money for days. You still have guns this round. Very likely that Cloud9 finds himself up 11-5 here. But again, when it's TSM, guns more often than not, don't matter because they're able to pull these rounds out of their hats in seemingly effortless fashion. We'll see if they're able to do it here, though. Tenz not able to get that first kill. Excuse me, Wardell not able to get that first kill, and that's an important one. That's going to give the numbers advantage over to Cloud9. We'll see how they opt to play this one out.
Subroza moving into the octagon, creeping up in guarding. There's the ult coming through. That's tough. You can't see through it. So blinded by the light, the pulses come through the wall from the Hunter's Fury, and there's just not much that can be done. The site's been lost yet again, and Cloud9 doesn't even realize they fully got it. At this point, TSM is so far away from the play, they are 100% setting up for exits and saves. So it will be 11 rounds on the board now for Cloud9 as they continue to show a dominant presence on the map, led by Tenz, who's currently 27-8, getting closer and closer to that 30 bomb.
He just, I don't know how he does it, but he does it every time. He manages to pull off these insane performances. And that's why so many people have this discussion about Tenz and whether he is the best player that North America has to offer, right? Oftentimes it's Wardell who's mentioned up there as well, but Tenz just showing he's just so damn good. And he's doing it against TSM here, right? Like, let's point out a very important factor here. This isn't against a lower team or a worse team, a lower caliber team by any means. This is against a team that, Boq, you were mentioning this earlier today. You still have TSM as the best team in North America. So for Tenz to put up this performance, 27-8-6, up against the caliber that is TSM, is just outright impressive. Cloud9 has done whatever they wanted, really on both sides of the map here up against TSM, but TSM has guns now. Again, it's a bit of a mixed bag. We see a Spectre and a Bulldog, but everything else is rifles. TSM has to win this round. They've got to win this one just to even have a chance.
So here's the thing. I say that TSM is still in that top position, tied with the likes of Sentinels right now, only because of sample size. We've seen TSM win a lot of events, but they are slipping and slipping quick. And one thing I do want to point out, it seems to have started once they went to this strange Sageless comp across like 3 out of 4 maps. So I don't know, maybe it's something with the agent composition. They changed things too much. I think they suffered one big loss, and all of a sudden they were like, all right, what did we do wrong? And they're like, you're changing and you're changing. And at this point, the agent composition map for TSM is like a detective stringboard. There's like faces and yarn going in all different directions as they're trying to get back to the points of origin. And I don't think they needed to get that complicated. I think it's a little bit overthought, and I would like to see TSM try to get back to the roots of finding success. Drone with the tap shot, making it look easy as he goes for the ADS, taking down 3. It's Mitch who chimes in with the off, and they'll be able to get that spike across as Vice offers some support as well. The heal coming in from the stage, and just like that, it comes down to a 1-on-2 as we've got Vice fully healed up with a rifle over towards U-Haul. You've got the Brim and you've got the Phoenix. Surely they can't fumble this round away and lose the 1-on-2 after all the work that was done by Drone. There's the quick shots coming out from Hazed. So another one goes on the board for TSM, but it's only 6 compared to Cloud9's 11.
Yeah, but this is important. This is so much more than just getting the 6th round. This is about getting on track, right? This is about putting things back together. We'll take a quick look at that 3K yet again because, well, it was too damn pretty to only see once. Take a look at that 1, 2, and he fumbles a little bit on the 3rd, but he lands it anyway, and honestly almost gets the 4th. If not for Mitch with the op, he probably had that one. Either way, the concerning thing, and I hesitate to say this, but the concerning thing is that play happened, which probably deserves to be on SportsCenter's top 10. That play happens, and they still almost lose that round, right? In the 1v2. If you're able to put together a 3-piece like that, and the round is still pseudo in question, that's difficult to stomach. Relyks getting the opening shots and kill onto Hazed. This numbers advantage once again in Cloud9. TSM once again. And they need to continue to put these together. They need to continue to win these rounds that seem so far from tying this thing back up, but that they really have no other way they can take it. They've got to approach this thing 1 round at a time.
Boombot going in first, recon dart to follow. Dart cover comes in as well. Subroza, oh, that's so frustrating. Dink shot coming out, the Phantom strikes again. And it'll be Vice who survives just a little while longer. The heal's gonna come through as well. Cyber Cage going out towards spawn. The Hunter's Fury does not stop the plant. And there's Tenz sending a rocket down just to guarantee a flush back even further into spawn. As the camera puts a dart into the belly of Wardell, I think my man has had enough. TSM decides it's time to save after losing the B site with almost no resistance. Damage dealt, sure, but a kill does not come through for them. 12 rounds going on the board now for C9 as they double up the round total for TSM.
Cloud9 on the precipice of taking down TSM in 2-1 fashion. And I think there's one important thing to talk about here when we talk about TSM. And here's the thing. When you're the best team in North America, you've got to understand that every other team is going to be coming after you, right? And that's what they're striving towards. You have that target on your back. Sentinels was able to take apart TSM because of the way they played around Wardell. They just said, you know what? We're not going to challenge his op. We're not going to go those routes. They don't really play ops a ton. Sentinels doesn't. So they weren't willing to take that fight up against Wardell, and that was one of the keys to their success. This time with Cloud9, they're just throwing good against good, and Tenz is just getting the best of them, right? And it's working. It's paying off for Cloud9. TSM find themselves at a loss. They don't have solutions. They don't have answers for this star-studded Cloud9 roster.
Here's a big problem, too. So they go for that gamble play early on by sending Wardell through the port to go for a mid-peek at the off, and they also use the flash, the curveball from the Phoenix to allow that peek. They heard that port, and they instantly charged short, knowing that this A site's going to be weaker. Cutler does at least get one through the ice, but there's Relyks with an immediate trade coming out for C9, as the spike's been planted and time is of the essence. Subroza on the flank has to worry about a flank. Vice was watching the back end of that play. There's the neural theft, going to pop and give everyone's positions away. They know there's one towards showers. Impact goes in. Tenz spots a shoulder, and that's all he needs. Nade's going to go down as well. The shotgun comes out. It's not going to work out so well for him. Drone, low on HP, down to 31, trying to play on the other side of his cyber cage. Somehow gets the first. Sticking it is going to be Wardell. It's not going to matter. TSM lose 2-1 to C9 as Cloud9 picks up a big win on Bind, 13-6.